Well, good morning for the last time, sad to say. Last time on this Picos trip anyway. It's what is it, just after 9:30 in the morning, and we've got pretty well much of the day to kill before the ferry. We need to be at the ferry terminal at the latest about 5 PM. So we're going to do a little route which takes us south of Suances, where we were staying, loops round past a lake, and then back up to Santander. So I'm hoping it will be a nice route. It's a couple of 100 kilometres, so not a particularly long route, and is reckoned to take us about 4 hours, so we've also got plenty of time for a couple of coffee stops or lunch before we need to be back at Santander. So once things get a little bit prettier, I'll turn the cameras back on and we will see what we can see. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Well, we've left the urbanisation around Suances and onto the CA283. It's a lovely winding little road that's following this lush wooded valley. It's rather nice. It's not got the awesome splendour of the mountains of the Picos, but it's still rather lovely. We're quite a long way to the east of the Picos now. It is another national park. I can't remember the name of it though. I did see a sign back there, tried to remember it. By the time I turned the cameras on, I'd forgotten it, which is a function of my age and stupidity. Well, I have to say this little road is quite delightful. This is the CA280. It started off as quite a main road with a white line down the middle and wide carriageway, and then all of a sudden it changed character and become this little road that you see now. It's running along the side of a valley, which is somewhere down there to the left. Can't really see much of it because of the trees, but it's just a nice, gentle, swoopy little road. The road surface is okay, it's not great, a few potholes and that sort of thing, and also quite a bit of animal poo here and there, which as it's ever so slightly damp today, got to be a bit careful of. But it's it's a rather nice little road to ride, to be honest. Something completely different to what we've had the last 2 or 3 days with the mountains. This little forest trail is quite a contrast. And today it's a hazy sunshine. It's not brilliant sunshine like it has been, and it feels definitely more autumnal than it has done. I really should have put another layer on. I'm a little bit cool. It's only 15 degrees and we're climbing gently. We're up to about 600 metres now, and it don't seem to be warming up much. I'm sure it will, but for now it's quite a cool, crisp autumn morning. Still lovely though. I should think in a few weeks' time that will be a blaze of colour up there as the leaves on the trees change. They're just starting now. They're a bit later here than they are at home in the UK, of course, because they're that much further south. But I should imagine it would be really quite lovely. Ooh, it's got a big gorge. Oh, look at that! There's a waterfall down there. Oh, it's quite stunning, isn't it? Lovely. Beautiful. Didn't expect that. It's amazing what you find on these little roads. That's what makes them so much fun. You never know what you're going to see around the next bend. admittedly a lot of the time this holiday what we've seen around the bend has been a herd of cows or sheep or something like that, not a waterfall. This is obviously some sort of tourist route, because at every little gorge, every little river crossing, there's one of these green signs with, it's called canal. I don't know whether that's stream or gorge or what that translates as, but each one has got a different name. Maybe something on a tourist information website about it, I would guess, but it seems to be some sort of touristy route. So we've sort of come out of the wooded area now. It's still the same road, the CA 280, and yeah, I think we're sort of above the main tree line now by the looks of it, and we've got this amazing looking valley down there. I can't look at it and look at the road at the same time, that's a problem. If I get a better view around the corner. But it has turned into a very, very interesting little road. There we go, the view's opening up slightly now as we get a bit higher. We're now over 1,000 metres again. And bizarrely, the higher we go, the warmer it gets. It's now 17 degrees. There we go, look at that. Fantastic. There's a little mirador by the looks of it. That was rather pretty. Ooh, blimey, nearly dropped me by. We found the other deer statue. I knew there was a second one somewhere, but this is where it is, on the CA 280. But we have been warned that there are quite a lot of cattle and horses and that, and poo on the road ahead. So we'll have to see how it looks like when we get there. We'll take it easy, as always, around those. It's turning to a lovely little ride, this one. So let's see what else it has to offer. I think we're pretty well at the top of this road now. It's not that much above us, and we're at 1,060 metres. So it's certainly not the highest we've been in the last couple of days, but still pretty high really. It's probably almost 3,500 feet, I would guess. Might be approaching the livestock as we get further and further along the road. The crap they've left behind seems to be getting fresher and fresher. There are the horses in. It's like being in Dartmoor. Wild ponies. There's some cattle in amongst them as well. Interesting, the horses have got bells around their necks as well as the cattle. Some of them anyway. So it'll be obviously a favourite spot for them. They're hardy looking creatures. We've actually climbed up to 1,260 metres there. There was a summit sign. Now we're heading back down the other side by the looks of it. Reminds me a little bit of some of the landscape in England up around Barnard Castle and Alston, that sort of area, just on a bigger scale. I should think in the winter, if it's cold and wet or snowy, it could be just as bleak as well. I can imagine the wind whistling through here. you say to people, I'm going to Spain, I'll bet 90% of them wouldn't imagine that this would be the scenery. I've said it before and I'll say it again, northern Spain has been a lovely surprise. It's lush, it's green. Well, in certain areas, I mean in the mountains it's very rocky and barren, as you'd expect, but it's so far removed from Costa del Sol type Spain that most people would think of. It's just absolutely stunning. Lovely. Okay, so we've just had a little coffee stop. We're on the CA171, which is probably the least attractive road we've been on this holiday. It's just a wide main road, but in a little while it is going to run past a sizable lake, and that's the interest in this part of the route. There's a big bit of water. It's quite sizable, that, isn't it? Huge Great Lake. Embalse del Ebro. There we go. There's the name. Embalse del Ebro. Lovely, and it's as flat as a mill pond. Look at that. Marvellous. Restaurant's got a lovely view over the lake. I think it's probably quite nice sitting there having an evening meal watching the sunset. Okay, so we've just turned off onto the BU574 from the CA171. I have to say, apart from going past a big lake, which is, you know, very nice views, there's nothing to recommend the CA171 down this stretch anyway. It's just a wide main road, pretty featureless apart from the whacking Great Lake off to one side. But this BU574 looks like it might be a little bit more promising. This is much more like it again. It's not a bad view, is it? Taking advantage of the easier terrain to build wind farms. Certainly a big open view there. Lovely. Apart from the pylons, they spoil it a little bit, but I suppose the electricity has got to get into the home somehow. This road is now called the CA633, whereas when we started it was the BU574, I think I said. But that's because we've gone back into Cantabria, and each province in Spain, I think, has its own letters that prefix the road numbers. I think we were in Castilla y Leon originally, and then cross back into Cantabria, so we're back on CA roads. Oh, there's a big bird of prey. You might be able to see it on the camera, just hovering. I'm so glad this week we've had, these few days, we've had clear views. We haven't had any mist or fog, or it's a little bit hazy today, but it's still plenty clear enough for a lovely view. I think the weather's due to change tomorrow and become showery, so that would put an entirely different complexion on things, and we've been very, very lucky. Cows in amongst the wood piles. back in Castilla y Leon again. The road obviously switches backwards and forwards across the borders between provinces. Oh, he's a pretty horse. And he knows it, standing there posing. I'm just trotting along. Hello, horsey. Beautiful creatures. Once again, back into Canterbury. You see how the road surface changes. Bit of a demarcation between the two provinces. What's so lovely with these roads is just by the fact you see the odd farm truck. Well, there's just no traffic. I don't know if it would be busier than this in summer, or whether the area is just so big with not that many people living in it and not a huge tourist hotspot. But everybody is so spread out, there's room and you don't see many other people, which is really quite nice. Well, we've come down off of the top of the hills now. We're on the CA 632. I'm not sure when the road number changed. It has, according to the road markings. And yeah, we're down at 580 metres now, so we've come down quite a way. And we're back into a little wooded glen type area. Certainly got a little bit of everything, this road, I have to say. It's very nice. And like a lot of the other roads that we've been on this past few days, the character just keeps on changing. You never know quite what you're going to get. Part of the joy of it. Well, we've just turned on to the CA 262 and going through this little town. I think it's called Vega de Paz, something like that. Anyway, that is rather attractive. Certainly have some nice looking houses around here. Somebody I was talking to the other day said similar to what was in my mind, but they thought they looked quite Tyrolean sometimes, sort of Austrian Tyrol sort of area. And yeah, I agree, they do, very much so, with their balconies and things like that. Again, we're climbing again. We were down to about 300 metres there and steadily climbing up another little Carreta de Montana, as they call them, mountain road. Not really mountain roads in the sense of the Alps or anything like that, but still nice little roads. This is a nice little bendy bit with the added excitement of the odd pile of crap on a on a bend to be avoided. amazes me. The cattle and the horses seem to get everywhere, and nowhere are there any cattle grids or anything like that. See that pile of poo right where you don't want it to be. I think it's probably horses. I think we just found the culprits for the deposits on the road. It's like mother and foal. Lovely. They really don't have a care in the world. That was a nice little lunch stop. We stopped in a town, can't remember the name of it. If I remember, I'll try and put it on the screen. But found a little bar and had a huge, great bowl of tuna salad, which was very nice, and a 0% lager just to cool myself down because it is now getting on close to 30 degrees. It's a bit different to this morning, and we've got the last hour's journey to get back to Santander, and we've hopefully got a nice little wiggly route just to try and eke out the last day as much as possible before we have to hit the ferry terminal. So let's see what this last hour brings. The route looks like it's got some little twisties on it, so yeah, fingers crossed it'll be good. We've been steadily climbing now for quite a while. We're up to about 600 metres, and the view is, as ever, rather nice. Well, it is when you can see it anyway. Can't see it from here. But we're gradually getting closer to the tops of these hills in front, and then I think our route probably takes us down the other side towards Santander. Again, these hills are the green type, not all bare rocks and barren, but rather green and lush looking. Go on the road again. Little mule. There you go. It's not just horses, it's mules as well. Okay, the landscape has changed. We've now got some jaggedy looking hills and exposed rock as we come down the other side. Landscape has changed quite dramatically yet again in the space of just a few hundred yards. Gone are the green sort of verdant hills and valleys, and now we've got rocky escarpments and cliff faces. It's quite amazing. The geology of this place must be very, very interesting if you're into that sort of thing. It looks almost like something from the Yorkshire Dales with exposed limestone. Quite amazing. It seems to be getting hazier. I don't think the humidity's going up a little bit maybe, but the clouds certainly building slightly. But yeah, it's not as clear as it was first thing this morning. And because I've mentioned it so far, this is the CA264. layers in the rock up there. Quite impressive. Chicken's running across the road now. Shall I stop and ask him why? Jane's being a chicken herder. Oh bloody hell, where you going, silly sod? This is why chickens shouldn't cross the road. So we're now on the CA260, just for future reference. In Las Vegas. Look at that. That didn't take long, did it? Where's the nearest casino? A pretty little gorge, river running down by the side, tall cliffs above us. Las Vegas is nowhere near as big as I thought it was. Okay, well, so that's pretty much it for this trip to the Picos. We're on the main road now, only 20 minutes from Santander and the ferry, so I'm going to end the video now. I'm not going to bother putting any footage of us getting on the ferry. You've seen bikes go on ferries a million times, you don't want to see another one. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. If you have, then as always, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to, entirely up to you. But more than that, I hope that it's shown you a little bit of what the Picos are all about. I didn't know what to expect for sure, and I am very impressed. It's way exceeded my expectations, and I will definitely be coming back, hopefully next year, with my wife, and we'll do a bit more exploring. But for now, this is Grey Biker saying thank you very much. Stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Cheerio. Bye bye.